All right, we are on the way to the sunflower. We're going to try a couple different versions of the sunflower tonight. Spring sunflower, and if we have enough people on, I might even make a lightsaber tonight. The glow-in-the-dark lightsaber. We're going to test that out and let them sit for a little bit and see how they work. This is the Hummingbird from last night. We're going to use it in a sunflower piece, hopefully. Bring it out here. Check it out. I don't know if you guys can see that green. We did the uranium run. How about this one? Look at that green with the purple. Looked out good. And then we got the uranium going. So we're going to use this tonight. I don't know what on what yet, though. We're going to figure that out. But welcome in, and let's get this thing started. First thing I need to do is make a little black for the center of the sunflower. So we're going to split this guy right about here. Got to get the drill bit all mixed up, ready to go. So we're going to combine a matte black and a shiny black on here. Then I got some special treats for you guys. Pop that out. We'll save that for later. Jam it right in here. Nope. Come on. There we go. There we are. Get that all set. You guys want to see the little, sorry about the camera view. You guys want to see the little creature we did last night? Look at that. Came out good. That guy came out awesome. I'm so happy with this one. I don't want to hold it all goofy, but that came out so freaking cool. I dig it for sure. Then this was that marble we did. I thought it was cracked for a second. Bring it out here. So I'm going to show a little bit of what we did yesterday. Look at that marble. Woo, she looked beautiful. That was off of that, the Venus flytrap that didn't look good. And then the Venus flytrap that we did end up redoing with the little fly on it came out freaking adorable. Oh. So it's got the little fly on it. I thought this one came out cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but check it out. It came out really cool. All right, let me set my timer here. Sorry, 1 second. And there we go. All right, so we got the petals kind of pulled here. So we're going to make a sunflower. We're going to do a couple different versions of it. I'm definitely on early. Hello, Groves. We're going to create some small sunflowers, some bigger ones, a lot of petals, little petals. We're going to mix it all up tonight. I know it is the 4th. I didn't even think about it. I should have done a lightsaber stream, but you know what? It's okay. Maybe later tonight. But everybody's doing a Star Wars theme right now, so. Couple more petals here. Then we'll start by making a very basic sunflower. Then we'll get more complicated as we go. Move that guy out of the way. Try and push stuff out of the way and it just wants to come back at you. And one more. There we go. All right, that should be enough. Let's go ahead and start the little sunflower project here. That's cobalt. I don't want that. There we are. We're going to use this and a little bit of the other green that we have, and we're going to start mixing it up. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to definitely, you got burned. Uh-oh. Nope, oxygen and propane. I can make glow-in-the-dark lightsaber, yes. I might make one after a few sunflowers, because I titled it Sunflower, so I got to make some sunflowers. Got to do it that way. Okay, so we got to make a nice green. So we're going to take a couple different greens, stripe them around, and create a little stem on here. Actually, I'm going to let that cool. I actually have a pretty good rod here I can use. This one right here will be fine. Let's go ahead and start making the stem first, and then we'll actually get into the flower part. So the first sunflower, I'm just going to warm up with a mini sunflower. We're not going to do a very big one, and then we'll graduate from there. And we'll keep working up, and then after maybe 2 or 3 of these sunflowers, maybe we'll go into the lightsaber. Make it glow in the dark. I didn't even think about May 4th, though. All right, one more stripe here. So now we got a base green going. And then we're going to add a couple other greens to it, kind of give it some texture. So right now we just got this transparent one on there. It looks very blue. When this green's weird. When it's hot, it looks blue. That one I don't know the chemical makeup of. All right, let's do some darker color here. One more little stripe. Okay, we got that one on, and then a little bit of shimmer green, and we should be good to go. We'll twist it up and turn it to a vine. And then from the vine, we're going to start into the actual sunflower. I'm excited. I haven't done a sunflower in a while. I like them. Okay, we got that on. So now we got multiple colors running all throughout here. You can kind of see the layers in the back end. Now we have to spin it up. Need to move this window here. I can't see. There we go. All right, let's grab it and spin it. This is going to be an amazing little sunflower. Maybe we'll do a sunflower lightsaber. Ooh. Amber purple iris would be very, very, very expensive. It would be beautiful, but very expensive. But yes, it is possible. It'd be a beautiful flower to do it out of. Okay, let's get this all twisted up. All right, we're going to show you what it looks like pre-twist, and then we're going to fold it and twist it. What's up, Debbie? All right, so we got this all mixed up. Man, that wind is coming in like crazy. You can see all that color coming through there, but I don't want the whole stem like that. Okay, we got to take this. And we're going to fold it. Like that. And then we'll make a stem out of this. All right, now we got it. So what I'm trying to do is create these little patterns in the stem. But I don't want it looking like a candy cane. So we're going to bring that in and just kind of mix it all up and give it a random pattern. And we'll eliminate that candy cane look by doing that. All right, a little bit more up at the top up here. All right, we are good to go. Let's get this pulled down into the stem. And here we go. We might have too much wind coming in right now. I may have to close off one of my little openings up here. Okay, we're going to bring this out. Cut this off here. All right. Technically, we should have a good looking stem now. We got all the little greens running through there. I keep forgetting to move my camera. Now you can see we got all those greens running in. And it doesn't look like, it has a random pattern to it. All right, so now we're going to build up the sunflower. All right, we're good to go. So we're going to take a little black and we're going to mix the black into a little pattern. Take these two and mix them together, and then we're going to create the sunflower from there. Take a little sparkle black. There we go. All right, now we just have to drill mix it a tiny bit. Luckily, I did change the drill bit on there. Go ahead and mix it up. All right, we're looking good. Gonna pull that apart. And then we're gonna need our frit. We're gonna be using some frit on this. But before that, I actually need the frit to be in a different spot. I have to probably put it way up there. Because we're going to dip it in there and we're going to create the little flower pattern, like the little seeds of the sunflower in there. But first we got to get the shape done. There we are. So this is a very, very basic sunflower. It's not going to have any like 1,000 petals on it. It's going to be very basic, and then we'll do a more advanced one after this. Let's go ahead and take this and pull it off just a little bit right there. Okay, we got that done. Crack that off. And we're going to take our holding rod, put it to the back. Are you guys getting a lot of wind noise on the... thank you, Ron. Are you guys getting a lot of wind noise on the microphone? Because the wind is coming in hard. Nope, that is amber purple. Wow. Sounds good? Okay. All right, good. Yeah, the wind is coming in hard. I have the little fuzz nut windscreen on here, so I'm hoping it blocks it. All right, so now we have the little center core we're going to work off here. We got to take it, we got to round it out a little bit for the center of the sunflower. And then we'll start adding some petals on. And I need my marble mold right about there. We're going to flatten it out like that. And now you can see we got this little flat area for where the sunflower, the center core of it. Now comes the fun part. We're going to dip it into the frit. I should just move this frit way off to the side. So you guys can see it, what it looks like before we adhere it on there. You can see it's got the texture now, like that. And we're just going to buzz it a little bit. It's going to create a nice color too, if all goes well. Get it blended in. So there we are. So we should have a pretty cool looking color on here. Now you can see the texture of the sunflower. Okay, next step, we got to start adding the little petals on. Boom, 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 one at a time. I pre-pulled some. Hopefully they don't crack. This is why I don't like this style, but going to bring it down and go from right there. So hopefully we got this looking good from this point on. Preheat the whole thing. Hold it a little bit and give it a small pull. Get a little fold right there and then give it a pull. Meld that in. So when I add these on, I do push it in pretty hard. So we're going to do, like I said, a couple different versions of these. And what I'm basically showing is beginner to more intermediate advanced after we do this. Not sure about that one. No, don't like that one. And pull that one off. That's why I like having extra petals on hand. Okay, so this is a very basic beginner little sunflower petal beginning one. So if you're a beginning glass blower, beginning at this is what I would recommend you start with, something like that. Very, very basic, nothing super elaborate. Then we'll take this, pull that off. Put a little temporary punthy right there. And there we go. Oh, sorry. And then we got just your basic little sunflower on there. Burn that little tip in there a little bit more. Like that. So just a basic, and then we'll make a little vase for it and pop it in there. Very, very basic piece. Super, super, super simple. Okay, now we'll go a little bit more elaborate. We're going to do a bigger sunflower little section in there, and we'll attach it to that other stem I did. So we're going to grab the black again, mix them up. Yeah, that's just a very, very pretty, basic sunflower. So, like I said, if you're a beginning glass blower and you're just learning to do them, that's the way I would approach it. I wouldn't try and do like what I'm about to do next. The next one's going to be pretty big. Mongo, if you want a starter kit, you can message me. I don't sell them, but I'll tell you what to get and where to get it. I don't sell any equipment, but I have my recommended list. I would never buy a prefab kit. I'd buy everything separate. Because in the kits, there's a lot of stuff you need, but then they sell you things you don't need. And it's like tools that they bought that, like a distributor bought that they can't get rid of. So they put it into a kit to try and get rid of them. Because there's some pretty lame duck tools out there that people don't ever need. Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of tools that you would never need. But one of my favorite places to buy from is Lampwork Supply. They don't have a lot of torches. ABR Imagery is another place. All right, let's get this mixed up. But yeah, kits are kind of a waste. I actually need to talk to a supplier, get one that's willing to put together a kit that I recommend and see if they'll do it. All right, we got that all done. We're gonna grab our frit over here so we need it. So frit is this stuff here. I'm gonna try and show you on the side cam. You can see all that ground up glass. That is frit right there. It's ground up glass. All right, here we go. Gonna bring it out here. Give it more of a squishy squishy. So what we did is we took this little bit around here. We flattened it out, domed it at the top. We're going to flatten that bottom, which will expand it out a little farther. Going to bring it out here. Let's see if we can get the sparkle to show up. See that little bit of sparkle in there? It has that little galactic look to it. That's what we want in there, just a little bit. Not much. Yeah, just a tiny bit. And if I were... You're going to have to work for my punty at the moment. Okay, we're going to bring it here. We're going to separate this. There we are. Now for the larger sunflower, so we're going to be doing a larger version. I don't recommend flattening this in. It creates a lot of stress in the glass. Round is one of the more stable shapes you can mess with. So I'm going to round it out a little bit, and it's going to de-stress the glass. Not a lot, but by a little bit. Enough that you can start making this into the flower and not worry. Got to bring this way over. I don't want to burn my little fingers there. A little bit more. Almost perfect. Okay. So now you can see we have both ends kind of rounded out. Has that UFO shape. Normally you would, with a lot of stuff, you'd want to flatten that end, but not on the sunflower. Definitely not on the sunflower. You need to find a good holding rod here. Actually, we could probably use tubing. It'll be fine. We'll close it off. Lock that in, then we'll break the other end off and put the frit on there. There we go. Bring it down. Okay, so we're going to add in the little frit. That's that little ground up glass I showed you before. It's going to look really good. Just kind of let it stay chunky up there. And it gives that, it definitely gives that texture. Now you can see all the textures on there of the sunflower. So that, I definitely want to keep that look to it. We're going to slide that to the side. Put that in the kiln. Then we got to pull a bunch of these little petals. It won't take long. I know it'll seem like it'll be a lot, but it's not. But we got to pull a bunch of these. So just little flat petals. So give me a few minutes and we'll get that handled. And let's go ahead and start that process now. A little lighter flame. We don't need so much going on. So you just use these little flatteners. And the way I do it is I just flatten and then I pull, then use the flame to flame cut it. And then it pulls it right off. Oh, that one blew up. Yeah, that petal I just did blew up. Went pop. That's why I don't like this method, but it's really the only way to do the sunflower. Probably going to have to pull, I don't know how many of these. We'll just pull a bunch. Okay, we're just going to bring it down. I'll show you what happened when it blew up. So it just kind of shattered. It split in half like that. You can see right there, it just kind of blew up. And that happens from time to time. That's why you always pull extra ahead of time. Always have like 10% more than you think you need. Why did it pop? It just cooled down at a different rate or had an issue. Like the way I'm doing it, I'm going to show you. So the way I do it is I flatten like that, and then I take it and I pull, then I pull it off. So you're putting a little stress in it after you flatten and then pull. It's just stuff that happens. I mean, that's going to happen 10% of the time. You just can't avoid it. Now, technically, if you're very slow at making this stuff, you can take a hot plate, you know, like the little hot plates for people have, and you can put the hot plates on a carbon plate or put a carbon plate on the hot plate and then keep this stuff semi-warm. But I don't like having a hot plate on my bench because it's one extra hot thing on there. And I really don't want that. What's up, Daisy girl? All right, so we're going to take this and we're just pulling the little petals down. One more, and then this is getting short. I'm going to have to transfer to a new rod. Okay, we're going to put that one off to the side, grab a new one. And this is going to pop. Boop, boop. See, told you. This color is super sensitive to thermal shock a little bit. Now that one may pop. I have a feeling that one may pop up. Okay, we're going to keep going. I want to try and have about 20 of these ready to go. Okay, here we go. Just going to bring it in and smash. If your tool gets a little hot, put it in the water and cool it off. So yeah, if it gets a little warm, you can put them in the water temporarily and cool them off. We're making sunflowers. I'm on every day, except Saturday. Yeah, Saturday's usually hit and miss for me. If I come on, it's just a bonus stream, but I'm not scheduled for it. Okay, we got about 5 more to go. As you can tell, this is very, very fast. Yeah, we should be pretty good. 3 more to go. If I need to add some, I can put it in the kiln and make some more and then pop it on there. 2 more to go. Then we'll start the assembly. One more. Okay, we should be good to go. So now I got a bunch of little petals on the bench. You can all see them hanging out right there. I'm debating on shutting that door. It is really, really windy. I think I'm going to shut it because it'll crack the piece. Take me just a few seconds here. I still have a lot of airflow, but that's part of the wind coming in that's just too much for me. Oh, didn't shut all the way. Hold on. Didn't quite go all the way. There we go. Okay. Let's plug myself back in so I can hear all you guys. Actually, I need some Mountain Dew. It's Mountain Dew time. Sorry about that. And while I got you for a second, tell me about the microphone change here, because I would like to not be able to use this. So we're going to transfer over to this one here. Is there a huge difference in the microphone quality while this is kind of setting up? I don't know if there's a big difference in the microphone quality. Sounds good. Which one's better, this one or the other one? A little different? No difference? That's good, because this microphone, I don't have to have this up here. Which makes me a lot happier. The other one? Okay. Well, that one up there is my backup. So if this one ever runs out of battery, I want to be able to have a backup to switch immediately. There we go. Okay, so we're going to start the sunflower now. And I'm going to explain what I'm doing as we're going around on it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to be starting at the bottom of the round puck, if you will, for the black part of the sunflower. Don't start at the top, start at the bottom edge. I'm going to try and bring it over here. So we got here, I want to start down there, not up here, not on the side, but down on the bottom. Yeah, you want to start on the bottom area so that you can build on top of, on top of, and on top of. Well, I could probably fine-tune that microphone, to be honest. All right, let's go ahead and get this started. We're going to preheat. Sometimes these will explode when I'm preheating them, and that's nothing unusual. So if it happens, don't worry about it. But for this particular sunflower, we don't want to have that super round petal. So we're going to attach it here. And then we're going to stretch it out just a little bit. Like that. So the other ones I did really round. This one I kind of pull it out and point it a little bit. Now for this, I always go opposite sides. I don't try and park them next to each other right away. So I kind of come on the opposite side. then preheat. Like that. So first step should be kind of like a propeller. Then you can come around and start coming next to it a little bit. And then we're going to go to the opposite side again. And I'll explain right after I put this one on why I do this way. Anybody want to guess why I'm doing it opposite sides? Before I say that? Before I give the answer? I'll give you a good guess. There's actually two reasons for it. Yeah, to balance it, but there's a second reason that's more important than the balance. So as I'm making these petals, they're pretty hot, right? If I go one after another right next to each other, the next petal's still hot, and you tend to melt them. So it gives it a chance to cool down a little while you go to the opposite side, and you're not melting the petal next to the one you're applying. So it gives it a little bit of a chance to cool off, and you don't have them flopping all over the place. Yep, see that one shattered? So it just gives it an opportunity to cool down a little. Yeah, this one's a little uncomfortable to put on. I'm going to move that just a little bit. Had a bad angle. So yeah, it just gives you a time to be able to apply them really, really super easy and not have a problem. There we are. Here we got to warm it all up. You want to keep it warm, but not remelting at all. Gotta get rid of that. So now we got first row done, and then we're going to go in between all the next set on top of it. So now we can come on top. You just go stacking the same way, just going up one extra level. Then as you go to remelt it, you just bring it down a little. And we just keep doing that rinse and repeat all the way around. So push in, pull back, and then you just start stretching it. Then as you're stretching it, you can bring it down a little bit. Don't have to build one of those. You ever seen those people that build these big old wild cages, attaching each petal to each, like adding all these little bridges on there? I couldn't do that. That would drive me insane. I'd be like, oh, hell no. Bring it down. Little baby one right there. There we go. Then we're going to warm it up. Okay, so I'm going to show you from the front, it looks starting to look okay. But from the side, you can see it kind of has that really flat, they're not all lined up right there. So from here, you just take your little tweezers and you're going to heat up one at a time, just a little bit, and bring it down. Again, going opposite sides. That one got a little too loose. That sounded like it kind of broke loose. There we go. And then we should be good to go. Warm it up a little. And we should have a pretty decent little sunflower action. Now you can add more and more petals on there, as many as you like. There's a couple gaps in here I can fill in now. So if you see any big gaps, you can fill them in. Like one right there. Pull it down. There we go. Really? One more spot. I think I filled just the right amount. There we go. So now we got the sunflower all built up in there. And what's going to happen is as it cools off, you're going to see more of that black rounding out in there. There's one in here I can move, though. There we go. I had this one little gap in there. So now we have the sunflower all built. Attach that right there. We're going to burn off the back end and we'll attach it to the other side. Onto the stem. Now, some people like it on the other side. I'll show you what that looks like. You guys tell me. Too short now. Now, if you like it on this side, I can do a different type of approach to it. You guys vote and tell me which way you like it better. So this is the other way. Do you like it that side or that side? So the side that has the rod or no rod. So just put rod or no rod. And if you want it this side, I can show you how to do that too. Right now I'm going to add a green stem to it. No rod? No rod? Really? Okay. We can do that. I'll show you how to do it. Now for this, I use the butterscotch color. So that is the no rod side, where we create the little extensions on there. Like that. Yeah, we could definitely do that. I got to park this in the kiln for a second so I can make a rod that I could transfer with. And then we'll put it on the green stem and start working it from there. So I need my caramel color. Might need a longer version of that. I do. 1 second. Now, every time I try and pull one of these longer ones out, I get this really funky one. Then when I try and find a short one, I always get the long ones out. Never fails. We're going to plug this back in. Pretty hot today. Go ahead and get this trimmed off. Like that. And you always want to use the same color as what we got going on up in the front here. Like that. Let it cool. And be careful, because if it bumps, it falls right off, and then this will not survive a drop. This one will blow the hell up. Thank you for that super chat. Thank you, McKenna. That is awesome. Go ahead and grab our green. Got to be really careful. I feel like I'm in yoga when I'm in this pose. I'm all like this. I feel like I'm in a total yoga stance. And there we are. Now you can see we got the sunflower on the green stem. And then we'll add some leaves to it. Let me do my TikTok capture here. What's up, Sandy? Yeah, I like that. Let's do some leaves on it. We got our little leaf maker. And I think I want to combine green and the shimmer green. Actually, this one will work good with the shimmer. Yeah, this one will look good. We're going to twist it up, and then we'll make a leaf out of it. Do it a little fold. I don't want like little spirals in there. Give it a happy little spike there of some color and some impressions. And we got to pull it out and forward a little. Okay, there we go. Oh, it looks good too. Now we got the little leaf right there. Now, this has a little bit of that shimmer to it, but it's not all shimmer. You can see we got some character to it. So it has that natural leafy vine look to it. Pop that off and we'll do that same process over again. What do you guys think? I think that color looks good with it. And we're going to do the same thing, just add a little bit of the shimmer, twist it up, make a leaf. Like that. Then we're going to take this and twist it up. Okay, got that going. Let's go ahead and do the leaf impression. Same thing. There we go. Let me check so I had a sketch of it earlier that I wanted to do. I gotta find my sketch, hold on. There we are. All right, let's go ahead and add the little leaves on there. Not fused on there well enough. There we go. There, got a little bit of a pattern to it. So now we got some sunflower with some leaves on it. I do like it. Looks kind of cool. So that's the more advanced one. So that was the more advanced sunflower. And then the one I showed you earlier is the very basic. So if you're just starting off, this is the guy I would always recommend starting off with, just to learn how to apply the petals on there. Because I think that kind of looks good. Yeah, I like the leaf coloring on that. It looks good. I'm pretty happy. Man, it is thirsty. I am thirsty as hell. For those of you that missed out last night, there's our little snapdragon guy right there. Like that. It came out so freaking cool. I'm going to mount that in a base. But you can see we got the little flower pot right there on the bottom. He looks really cool. I like that one. And then the Venus flytrap was this one with the fly on it. So we got the little fly with the traditional Venus flytrap. It looks cool too. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. I don't know if I want to mount it or what we're going to do with it. Looks kind of cool as a plant holder too. Like a little plant stake. Yeah, I like that too. Okay, so we're going to try an entirely new design here. We're going to try and make a marble that's kind of sunflower-ish. Kind of like a thick textured sunflower. I don't know if it's going to work. It may not. We're going to take our black. We're going to mix it up with some more sparkle black. Here we go. And what I want for the marble, I'm thinking of something for that hummingbird, but I don't know yet. All right, let's get a lot of this on here. There we go. That on there. And I had a little rod of black up here. Here we go. And the reason I mix the sparkle and the non-sparkle black is sometimes the sparkle can be too intense for it. So you dilute it down with some of this normal black, and then you have a really nice color. It's got a little fringe sparkle to it, but not like engulfed in it. So we just got to melt all this in. Okay, almost done. Okay, we're going to add the black on top of the sparkle black. Okay, there we go. Grab our drill. And we're mixing that up. Okay, so now we got semi blobby going. Okay, so this is all just straight up black. We're going to round it up a little, melt it in a little. I don't want it round all the way yet, though. All right, so we kind of have this little pointy section here. Okay, this will work. We're going to line that up. And we got to round that part off a little. We do have to round that one off. There we go. Okay, next step. Now that we have this done, going to add a large section of black right on the top up there. We're going to round all that out. And then we have this section here. And it'll be nice because I'll show you the difference between diluted sparkle and then full-blown sparkle. What's up, Christy? How are you? Yeah, that sunflower actually came out pretty cool. I should make more of them. I don't know why I don't make more. I should make more of those. The iris. The iris has to be really big, though, because little tiny iris petals suck. Then we're going to get this all rounded out. Right? Okay, so now we should have some really vibrant sparkle up at the top. We'll let it cool off a little. But there's the side of it. You can see it kind of has that bluish hue. Put a little bit of sparkle in there. Not a lot, just enough. But the top section, you can definitely see it's already starting to get a lot brighter. Let it cool down a minute. We'll let it cool down for a second and I'll show you. Because I have to think about how I want to do this next spot. You got the marble, Christy? Awesome. I'll show the sunflower here in a minute. And there we go. Now you can see we got a lot more sparkle up there. Kind of looks like little mini diamonds running through. And then there's the side. Has a little bit, but not as much. All right, I'll bring out the sunflower one last time, but I cannot keep popping it in and out of the kiln. Every time I do that, I take a chance on breaking it, and I'm not real happy about doing that. But there it is. Now that'll be super bright yellow when it cools off. Right now it's hot, so it's on the reddish orange side. But there's the fun flower. Oh my God, fun flower. That's funny. It's the fun flower. I know a lot of my 420 people are like, that's not a fun flower. All right. So I'm going to see if I got a really thinner version of this. This is about as thin as I get. And we're going to pull this off because it's going to pop. And if you are not following Grove's Glass Gallery, Dragonfly Creation, Red Squeak on YouTube or TikTok, you guys are missing out. All right, we're going to grab that black now. And we're going to come through and we're going to stripe down this thing. Okay, we got some stripes there. Okay. We're going to see what the heck this looks like when we get done with it. But so far what I did is I striped yellow all the way around like this. I'm hoping that we get a little bit of this little patterning up here. You'll see what I have in mind. It may not work. I think I want to add a little bit more to it though. All right, that should do it. So we added a bunch of little yellow all the way around. We're going to try and get it. I'm going to see if it works. I don't know if this is going to work. I kind of have it in my head, but I've never done it, so it could be a total fail. All right, we're going to try and get it as centered up here as we can. Like that. Then we're going to start heating this section all up really, really good. The only issue I have is this color is so sensitive to the flame. That I don't want to overdo it. So we got to use a really, really soft flame. All right, here we go. All right, let's see if I can get this thing to do what I want it to do. All right, so far so good. All right. Now we got to tear this off. So I'm not necessarily creating a sunflower. but I'm doing sunflower-ish. And we're going to maybe take that hummingbird and add it into this, although it's a little small. We'll still make this anyway. I think it's a little small, but we're going to make this design anyway. Got to carve out all this excess in here. All right, a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, moment of truth here. A little bit more. Okay, going to set that down. Okay, we're good. So what I did there is I kind of made the little solid. We got the yellow running around the outside, kind of creating these little yellowish theme on it. And then we got the inside here. We carved it in, kind of created a little dip in there. We're going to turn this into kind of like a solid sunflowerish pattern in here. I was going to use the hummingbird we did last night, but it's too big for this. That hummingbird needs a very specific piece. So we're going to have to make a separate one for this, which we'll do now. Let me show you why I'm saying that. Because this bird is just way too big for it. It's way, way, way too big. And in all honesty, the color is just too fantastic for a normal piece. I really want to go epic on this. You can see the uranium glass buzzing through there. It's just too epic for a normal piece. We got to do something pretty amazing with this guy. And I don't know what yet. So let's go ahead and make a hummingbird that'll match up that. What color hummingbird do you think would go with the black and yellow? You guys decide. I'm going to let you decide for a minute. You, the audience, get to decide the colors. Go now. So let's figure out colors. I'll let you guys pick it out. Black and yellow. Black and yellow would work. Purple. Janae says purple. So yeah, I'm taking a quick break. Yellow and black. Ooh, a couple people saying yellow and black. So like yellow body and black wings, or black body and yellow wings. Purple coneflower. Green and red, Dragonfly says. Thank you, Dad. Black wing, okay. Black and yellow. Brown and orange. I do have brown up here. I don't have orange necessarily. Teal and red. Purple like the passion flower. I don't have that purple up here. Red and purple. Yeah, I don't have a lot of purple up here right now. Well, I do. I have this purple. I have that purple right now. I realized I was on the wrong damn frame right there. So we have this purple. Red, white, and blue. It wouldn't go with the yellow. Black and yellow. Purple and turquoise. Pink and purple. I'm trying to think here. It's pretty mixed. Black and yellow so far has the lead. Lime green and teal. Maybe, yeah. Purple and blue. Purple and blue are pretty close to each other. We could take the lime green and we could take the lime green and the light green, make a really funky green with a little uranium in it. Purple and blue. Yeah, purple and blue are too close to each other on that one. But purple and yellow and black definitely go. Mama Bear, what's up? How you doing, Jeffrey? Let's make our own mix. Let's do a mix. We'll do our own combo. So we're going to take lime green, mix it in with the sparkle green, some uranium. And then what do you say we do purple wings with it? Because purple, black, and yellow go really good. So does green. Purple, black, and green always go good together. Let me find a rod that I can mix with, though. There we go. Yeah, I think green body. I kind of want to do the green. I don't have Lucy in front of me. I have to actually order Lucy. I don't have a lot of it with me. I'm running low on it. Let's make the body first, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, I definitely have to order Lucy. I don't have a lot of it right now. And I really don't want to make it. Mardi Gras bird? Yeah, that'd actually be good. Let's just go full custom because that piece is kind of cool. We still have to build a little base for it. But I like that little flower section. It kind of reminds me of a sunflower, but it's not a sunflower. Before we finish with that, we're going to put some little dots on there. Oh, no, I caved it in. We can't put dots. All right, there's some lime green. And And let me see if I can find my uranium. Best way to find uranium is scroll around here. Do I have uranium up here? I thought I had. Oh, there's uranium. That's why I have the little black light. So we're going to add some uranium in here. Okay, there we go. Actually, I have a really cool. We're going to make it look amazing. I have an idea. This is going to be full on custom color. And then we need the sparkle green. We're still going to use purple. There we go. I think purple and green would go good. Okay, that should be enough sparkle. Let's get this wound up. There we go. Round and round we go. Where it stops, nobody knows. All right, I think we got a good mix. We're going to pull a little bit of this off of here. My water bucket's almost full. Uh-oh. Water bucket's almost full of trash. All right. We got to pull the other side down a little bit and get rid of the garbage off of it. We got to remove this here. Go ahead and remove that now. I want to pull this down just a little bit. I just saw a preview for, since it's May 4th today, I saw a preview for The Mandalorian with Grogu. I'm excited to see that movie. I like The Mandalorian. And little mini Yoda. All right, so we're going to add white for the head. We're going to make white on the head of this. And this is the really dense, epic white. This is the expensive color. I have one white that's about $60 to $70 a pound, and then this one's $150. The difference is monstrous when it comes to what you can do with the two colors. Each white has its own purpose, but this is when it absolutely positively can't fail. All right, now we're going to work the back end and we'll start the whole process of building the body. And then we got to make a custom purple color. We have a really good purple, but we're going to make it even better. I'm going to show you guys how to make an incredible purple. We're going to custom mix a purple. I'm going to give some of my secrets away. Woo, little secret. All right, let's go ahead and get this body built. I'm going to save this color because it's kind of cool with all the uranium in it. We're going to park it off to the side. I'm not going to trash it in the water. Bale, thank you. May the fourth be with you. Yeah, same with you, Bale. All right, let's put my drill out of the way without melting anything on my bench. So here's our color that we got started right now for the bird. Now, it's going to get a little darker as we go through. We got the white head on it. But you can see it's got that really nice green tone to it. We're going to have the white head. And yeah, it definitely has that. Let me turn it down a little. There we go. There. It definitely has a nice tone to it. And I'll show you while we're at it. So we do have that flower piece starting to develop right now. It's going to be super bright yellow. We should have a really nice color on the inside now. So we should see some of that sparkle on the inside. There we go. Kind of like opal in there. And then we're going to see the yellow starting to come in like that. Isn't that pretty? Told you it'd be pretty. Thank you for that super chat. That helps my channel a tremendous amount. It's not really the income. It tells YouTube that I'm doing something good. It's hot as hell. I'm not used to this heat. Okay, so we're going to take this purple that we have here, and we're going to mix it in with a few other colors, blues and purples, and we're going to create our own purple. All right, here we go. So we're going to take this base purple. Yeah, that yellow is pretty. It's one of the harder colors to work. That yellow and the orange that's very close to that are super, super hard to work for me. Other people have an easier time. And for me, the reason it's really hard is the type of torch I'm using. I use a torch that's very aggressive with the flame. If you have a torch that has a softer flame, meaning not quite as hot or aggressive, that yellow is much easier to work. This one is super aggressive per flame, so you have a harder time with it. Like if you have a torch that works good for soft glass beads, that yellow is very, very comfortable to work. All right, so we got some of this purple on here. Now we have to make sure we make enough of this for the actual full-on piece. So I got to make sure I have enough for wings, tail, and everything else. Now you want to see my secret sauce to the... What's up, Kevin's book? This is my secret sauce for purple, right there. Can you guys see what color that is? Yeah, can you see the color? Let me know what color you think that is. Yep, pink. Pink is one of the catalysts for making a really, really nice purple. Make sure you guys give Kevin's book a follow, both on the tube and on TikTok. Although I only got 33 people on TikTok, so it's not, if they they restrict my stream, I don't care. And here we go. We got to add a lot of purple on here. All right, pink. I said purple. Lot of pink. Okay, we got pink. Now, the other little secret on here is cobalt blue. A dark cobalt blue. We might add a tiny little bit of black in there too. Sparkle black. In fact, are you sparkly? Nope. So this black is a very intense blue. That's how you get black. You either do super saturated blue or green. That's the only way to get black. We're going to bring it in here. Just add a little smidge, about like that. Not much. So now you can see the layering we have. A little bit of black, lots of pink up in that really bright spot is all the pink, and then we got the purple in the back. And then we need to grab cobalt, which I'm hoping your cobalt. Yep, this is my cobalt. You can see that right there. Kevin's team is here. Welcome in. Kevin, Dragonfly, if you're on the tubes, do not forget to link your channels on there. All right, here we go. We're going to add the purple or the cobalt. I caught purple on the mine. These are solid rods, not tubes. Yep. A little bit more. Like that. And I think we're going to punch it up with a little bit of sparkle or the shimmer, if I can find it real quick. There it is. We're going to use a little bit of that electrum in here. About like that, just a tiny bit. So we got all the colors we need right now. So I added just a little bit of that electrum, just that little bit will give us some shimmer. We got all the different colors running through there. This is color science. Color science 101. We're going to grab our drill. Come here, Mr. Drill. Now we're going to mix all this up, and then we're going to turn it into a solid rod, and we'll use it with the Hummingbird. We did some beautiful sunflowers earlier. Here we go. So you start off with a very slow mix. So you get it all kind of melded up there. Get it kind of mixing in, and then you can start fine-tuning the mix. A little bit more heat. So if you're a glassblower or a new person glassblowing for the first time or first year or something, if you're going to try this, I always suggest taking your little shorts and remixing them into other colors. This is good practice. And if I did it right, we should have a beautiful purple. Everything looks pretty mixed in here. All right, we're good. All right, well, we're going to pull it down into a rod and let's see what we got. You guys excited to see what the color turned out like? I got to be curious. I got to be honest. I'm a little curious myself. It's a little different than my normal purple blend, but it's the same principle. Oh, I'll show you the Venus flytrap. Let me pull this color down. I have it sitting next to me. It looks really good. The evil version looks amazing. Hunter of the Damned. If you guys can, if you're on YouTube right now, if you could do me a huge favor and give Hunter of the Damned a subscribe, we want to get him live. So Kevin is an author, and he talks about his book going after people who committed crimes against children. And I can't say too much on here, but I'll let you guess what kind of crimes he was going after. Kevin's pretty much a hero. And I mean that in all sincerity. I got to get it heated all the way to the core before we pull this. And then I'll show you how borosilicate glass or Pyrex reacts different than normal glass. So normal glass would be drippy all over the place. But I'm going to hold it out here. See how slow that is? If this was normal glass, it'd already be dripped down. I did the fly trap. Yeah, let me pull this. I'll show you both fly traps. Holy crap, I can't talk today. It's got to be, it's the full moon's out. I'm going to blame it on the full moon and the ghost. Dragonfly called me or texted me last night or yesterday saying, hey, did you know you're live? And all it was my blank screen in the back. All right, here we go. I can already tell we got a good purple. I can already see it forming. So I'm going to put that off to the side just to let it cool, and then I'll show you the purple off of this end. It looks amazing. It came out good. Came out super fantastic. So this section here I'll use for the tail. That's why I'm kind of separating it a little different. I need a glass a little bit thinner than I do for the wings. It's pretty. All right, so let's show the purple first. And it's going to get a little bit darker. looks very light right there, but it's going to definitely get darker. Bring it up here. There, that's about the purple it'll be right there. Maybe this side, and that's the thinner section. This is the thick. You can definitely see how dark it got. It cooled down a little bit right there. So we got a beautiful little purple there. All right. So, Monster Venus flytrap or Snapdragon is right here. He came out just flipping awesome. I'll try and do side cam so you guys can see it. There it is. But here's the best part. Ready? Look how bright all those colors are. That thing looks so awesome. It just looks so creepy cool. And then the regular Venus flytrap, we ended up adding a fly to it. Let me cut part of this off. It's too big. There. And there's the Venus flytrap with the fly. You can see it out there. We put a little fly on it last night. I'll try and bring the fly in. There we go. You want to see the best part? All uranium lit up. So it has the uranium, that, and then the little fly. I like it. And then this is the marble. The marble actually surprised me. Ready? Look at that orangey color it kind of developed right there. And then we got the second half. So this is the first Venus flytrap I made, and we turned it to the marble. We recycled it. I like that recycle version. Okay. Oh, crap. Was there something else I was going to get? I don't think so. All right, let's start with the bird. Yeah, that came out really. I think my favorite is the Monster Venus flytrap or Snapdragon. The monstrous version, the evil version, came out really cool. I think I want to replicate that. But it took a long time to make that one. Yeah, I spent way more time on it than I thought I would, but it was worth it. You know what? You can always go on the tube and watch it being made. That's the nice thing about the tubes is it's archived on there. Ooh, that's hot. Grabbed it a little too close. A little shaky right there because right here the glass is 1,000 degrees. Here it's cold. Right there it's 1,000 degrees. And you can't tell how close you are. to it. You just kind of have to feel it. There's Fritz. And there we go. We got the purple going on. I changed the tail a little bit. I made it a little bit thicker. There's Fritz. And then I want to pull it down a little bit and down. All right, we got a good section on there now. And we got to punty it up. Okay, there we go. So now we got the body all built up. Got some purple on there. Let's go ahead and add the wings. It's going to look so much better when it cools off. I can't wait to see that part of it. Make sure this is cold. Yeah, it's cold enough. Here we go. Fritz is howling now. Can you guys hear him howling? Fritz! Sounds like a beagle. There we go. Fritz! My God. Sorry, guys. My neighbors are about to get pissed off. Got to be a dog right up on my property. There we go. Then we got to put a beak on it and some eyeballs. Okay, and then just some eyeballs and we'll be good to go on that. And then I got to go put Fritz away before he drives everybody insane. And there we go. So now we got some pretty colors to go with that. All right, give me 15 minutes. I got to go put Fritz away or someone's going to turn me in. So I'll be back in 15, 20 minutes. I know it always happens when I can't stop. So I'll be back in 15, 20 minutes.